Hi guys, welcome to my channel NER. It's me, yeah, Ren. So today I want to talk about my understanding onto fate. Yeah. So a lot of time people just do a lot of like explanation, talking about like fate is this, fate that, fate is like you just follow church, fate is that, you just follow true parents, fate is that, you just believe into a religion, fate is just that you need to just be a good person, this and that, this and that. But for me, basically, I just want to share about my point of view, and at the same time, I will just talk about like a little bit my concept onto the divine principle. It's not like divine principle was talking inside. No, it just talk about like what is the basic concept of the divine principle for me. Like maybe not for most of the lecturer. For most of the lecturer, is that something you need to follow? But for me, no. Okay, so yeah, my point of view on the fate. So basically, firstly, is that fate itself is not something that you always just saying that I need to do this or else I'm not a good person. Not all the time. Um, a lot of time coming to a Bible story, there's a lot of situation that you can't using just one standard to just judge everything. Yeah, they have the basic standards, yes, but they can't really just judge everything based on one standard. Just like maybe one thing is like pretty like shocking. A lot of people can't really still don't really know how to interpret it very well. It's the story of Tama. Yeah, and in the story of Tama itself, basically the daughter-in-law in the end, because like all the sons had died and only left the youngest son, and the father is like too afraid of like giving another son to the daughter-in-law, so he refused it, and the daughter-in-law in the end sleep together with father-in-law, and they two have a baby in the end, and because of it, because she have baby, she was almost like to be judged to be stoned to death, but somehow she just took up, like because of her wisdom that she received from God, and she just took it up. And something to prove that is the father-in-law, and in the end, like she just didn't need to face the death penalty. And in the end, when her children was born, it's a twins, and God looking at it, and God say that it is good, and God is happy, and God say something like it's good or something. Yeah. So basically, that's the story in a very simple way. If I'm not mistaken, any small details of it. Yeah, this basically the story of Tama. Nobody really know how to interpret it. Yeah, and because at the part in our church understanding is the like a history of the restoration. So the province of restoration itself. So yeah, everything is like in restoring like a Tama from not Israelites, and she just finally joined in. Yeah, in this way. Yeah. So basically, there's a lot of story talking about it, but in the end, what's the point? What is fate? Sometimes people just say that fate is that you just believing onto something that is not existing. If there are something existing that's not called fate, I'm like, no. You need to experience something, so then you start to have faith. So basically, I will say that your faith only starts when you really realize God is alive. Okay, firstly, God is alive. Secondly, God is your parents. And so unification is like probably I think solid these two enough. If you talk about like it isn't necessary like connect to the church. Not all the time. Church is a good support, but it's not all the time that you need to connect onto it. It will help our church. It will help our movement a lot. But just talking about faith, the church structure system, yeah, it is not like a very very main point. It's a bonus, but it's not the main point. It's not the main structure in it. So how you experience uh, how you experience God? basically you have a very good training is that you're trying to do the Hondoke. You're always trying to go in your meditation, and when you're doing meditation, be sensitive and you need to sense everything and even the things around you. And always when you see something, the first thought come into your mind, what you need to do, you just offer to God. You ask God, you offer to God, and because God just offer it, and like you just ask it, and God just give you the answer. You just keep on doing these kind of things. And where's the God? A lot of time we're just throwing up, right? But actually, the God is inside your heart. So you always asking your heart, what is it? What is this will? Is it correct? Is it something that making me fear? If you feel like it will be making you regret in the end, or like making you fear, or your heart just know that if this time you just don't listen to it, next time I'm not going to talk to you, don't do it. You and your heart need to be united in this way, and you need to just cultivate this kind of like ability and try to make it like always sensitive, and you need to keep on like maintaining it. And in this way you are much more easy to connect with God and God's heart and God's feeling. And with Wundoken, you can just always like keeping alive. Okay, with this way. So next, what's the next thing? You live together with God. So basically, experiential faith is a starting for you to feel everything. If you don't really know how to do it, go to church one. And when people only pray for one section, you pray for 4 sections. Yeah. You just keep on pushing yourself onto a limit, then you got it. If you think that is still something not enough, like maybe change one itself is not enough, I recommend you to join the spirituality workshop. Strongly recommendation. Right now we're still open for registration. Yeah. Somehow, yeah, suddenly become something. But yeah, I didn't mean that. I mean, it's a good thing for you if you really want to push yourself onto this way, to be spiritually sensitive. Because of the spiritual sensitive, you can feel God and you can live together with God. And the God, where is the God? God in your heart. You just grab onto it. Yeah, this kind of like a feeling. Yeah, so through it, and with you living together with God, and always you believe that whatever you do, even if you go to poop, you go to pee, you go to sleeping, you go to work, you're doing hard work, you're facing other criticism from the people around you, from the church, everything, God is around you, no problem. You have faith. You still have faith, you still can go on. Yeah, no worry. Just like Moses, just like Abraham, you still can move on. Yeah, just like Noah as well. The impressive people. Yeah, that's the basic of it. Living together with God. Yeah. For me, this part is the most basic of it. Living together with God, that is called faith. Yeah. So a lot of people when they got this conclusion, they will be like, yeah, living together with God. So it means that I need to be perfect. Or else if I'm imperfect, I will just leave God away, right? But guess what is the reality? The reality is that it's not that God pushes us away, but we push God away. Like a lot of time we can't put ourselves down. We're like, yeah, I did a mistake, but I cannot admit that it's because of me. So I'll just say that because of him, because of that, and God, you put them into my life, so because of it, you need to take up my responsibility. And if you don't come to me. A lot of time, people, even though people don't say in this way, but still, a lot of time they will just react and try to make it reasonable in this way. But if they know how to just put down themselves, they know how to be humble. Actually, every time, even though you face all these kind of mistakes, did something wrong, God still can have the ability to forgive you. Yeah. So then, the only thing that you need to face afterwards is that you need to try to get back to the point that you won't feel regret. So you're coming back to God again, coming back to God again. Yeah. So because I want to share this part of story because like since me and my wife we are discussing about it, and we found like a lot of people when they talk about like our matching blessing, a lot of them they will say that because your family is good, so that's why you all just get a blessing. Yeah, congrats. To be honest, no. Like this process itself, it didn't happen much more earlier, and did happen much more after. What God did his part is God prepared Sasha as my wife. But what is our part is that we really eagerly onto the feeling that I need somebody in my life. I need to find that somebody in my life. I need to find that Eve in my life if I'm not Adam. If I understand myself as Adam, I need to find my Eve. Yeah. And to be honest, yeah, part of it, yeah, sex, for sure. Since you all just keep on listening to my topics, I think you already like have a concept of it. But I when I mean sex, it's not only like a physically, yeah, it's much more like a connection at the same time. Because of this kind of connection, you have so many things you need to connect to: your body health, your hygiene issue, and how about the money issue, how about the time management, how about the connections, and what kind of connection we need to do like usually in daily life. What is the possible problems that you need to face together, and what is the legal issues like that you need to face together. All this thing you just need to everything you just need to think about it, and everything comes to what come to a family. And what is the main thing that connect the family together is the father and mother. And what's connect the father and mother together is the sex, the conjugal relationship. It's nothing so much to be surprised or like taboo. No, you are not supposed to be. That's why we have the hymen. Yeah, so come back to it. So divine principle. What is divine principle? A lot of people will just say that, oh, divine principle is something like a holy Bible in our church. For me, yes and no. Yes is that, yeah, a lot of our church members follow divine principle. No, because divine principle don't solve everything. It just gives you the most basic logic. That's it. No more. Only the most basic logic in it. How can you understand it? Is that in science we have physics. Can physics solve everything? Actually, if you know more physics, you just found out it can't solve everything accurately. It can just give you like a probability, high probability getting this answer. If it's not, oh, I would just say, oh, there's air resistance, this and that, and this kind of things. Same to the different principle. Do you have the ideal state? Yes, we have the ideal state that you can just go a straight line and this like a we say what I call it, not distance, but oh, I forgot how to call it. But yeah, it's not the distance, but the shortest path between the 2 points. Um, we have, but because of a lot of things happen in your life and making you everybody have a different way away from the ideal way. Somebody was being split into a far away place, and somebody being like a go to the very short way, and somebody going like a zigzag, but in the end just come back to this point. Everybody has different part of their life, and somehow they just still following the divine principle, still like this principle is working, like this kind of idea still there. It's like so important, it's still there, it just stays there. And can Satan use it or not? Yes. Satan can use it. Satan can use the structure. Satan can just use the way, the logic in it, and still making it work. But they don't have God's love, so how they do, they just need to invent a fake love as a substitution of God's love, and so that everything still can work. But can it sustain? No. But would it work? Yeah, it just looks quick, it looks efficient. Yeah, why not? Like people would just say that, why not? Yeah, it just works. It can just fulfill all my everything that what I want. That's the basic logic of it. So if you just say that, oh, like I'm not a divine principle person. I'm not a churchy person. No, you don't need to be churchy. And secondly, divine principle itself, it don't choose like their audience. It's like a most basic thing that you just need to work on to the human relationship and as well as a relationship with God. That's the most basic one. Yeah. This just the most basic logic in it. So with the divine principle, you can do good things, you can do bad things. Things can work, sometimes they don't. Yeah, it's just pretty normal and you don't need to feel surprising onto it. Yeah. So basically that's my understanding onto the divine principle. And yep. Recently I just heard that the YouTube also have a different of a policy and somehow because they want to chase out the AI AI videos around it. But then yeah, the policy they don't really put into it. I mean, it's not really working. And yeah, so my recommendation, guys, yeah, please watch my videos. And if you want to, if you want to get my videos very soon, early, please subscribe and you put the ring onto it. The bell, you need to turn it on. As well, you need to like it and you need to put a little bit comments to run up the algorithm, everything. Yeah. Thank you very much, guys. Yeah, so basically the different principle part ends. Yeah. Well, basically everybody path is different. Good luck. And no matter what kind of situation, invite God in it. And your heart know that where you should go. And what kind of thing you should do and what kind of thing you shouldn't. Believe in it. So yeah, see you in my next video. Yep. See ya.